So does this really need to be in 4K? Unfortunately, for the histories and for the TVA, yes. Hello, everyone! Loki here, mitigating and mediating for one Retrokid Reviews. Hey, guys, what's up? Because, guess who's finally got his third movie out? Me! What in the name of God are you? We are Real Nerf Venom! Oh my god, this is gonna be all review. So, yeah, Last Dance time, and, going off of recency bias, as in I just saw this last night, so apologies if I got any, whatever the details were for this movie missed. So, let's start with the obvious, since he's gonna have a fun time with, Cobra Patrols all day. Yes, it's been a very fascinating situation. Oh, boss! Yeah, no. So, getting to the, Venom of it all, what do we think of Tom Hardy for the third time around for this character, and potentially the last? Yeah, not really. What was it? I'll explain later. Yeah, so let's just get the obvious out of the way. It's not as bad as the last one when we did I think Spider review for when the clones were still around for Let There Be Carnage back in 2021. Having said that, the stunts are surprisingly good. The big problem here is, in case you could tell with the newly upgraded Venom here for the channel, is that I believe the CG assets are getting a little showing of its age. Now, keep in mind, this is the same Venom you've seen since 2018's Tom Hardy version of the character. One problem, though, the story of this takes place immediately after the post-credits that you probably remembered from not Into the Spider-Verse. That's actually a good movie. No Way Home from a few years ago. So essentially, it's just a road trip movie with Venom going all around. Pretty much not really much the world, but like most of the U.S. Going into same problem like Joker a few weeks back, just only like 2 or 3 locations, and then maybe like a fight scene around it, essentially, in this movie's case, which is the one rare exception compared to Folly Old Duel last week. The horror sequences right out of the gate. There's also a Andy Serkis. No! Yes, our symbiote god! And we were kind of disappointed. Only 3 scenes? What the hell, Sony? Whoa! Yeah, so that's kind of what's going on over here. And the Venoms are still kind of figuring it out on the hive mind basis of what exact counts as a real Nerf for them. We don't know if it's going to be Dylan or any of Brock's kids, Spawn, or I guess biologically in the human case. Or is it just going to be Tom and him being mad that he didn't do enough? We don't know! We're still figuring out this new body! Yeah. More or less. And as for, since we're talking about symbiosis here, and I guess codependence, I guess, with Venom and Eddie this time around, basically, Tom Hardy is doing an okay job doing both voices. Historically, throughout these movies, he's done both the Eddie half, obviously, for the acting, and voice acting the Venom half. So this isn't the most definitive version of their, I guess, odd couple relationship. I still think that's the first movie. Parts of Let There Be Carnage, if you really want to give it a chance. However, this is ironically 10 minutes longer than I think the last movie, and yet still feels like in the pacing department, they're just basically speed running to the finish. Like, oh, come on, really? We have to talk about Mrs. Jen? Yes! We had a fun time with her. It was a very cool Vegas time with myself, and I totally wasn't addicted, and I wasn't in the black, despite, I guess, any, xenophobia with my skin and the alien side of things. I'll end you! I just need that sonic grenade. Where is it? Oh, like how you will. Yeah, long story short, the few comedy bits you do get with the breakneck pace when it comes to the runtime here is fun, not for nothing. The Mrs. Chen sequence is probably one of the, I guess, MVPs of holding down this franchise, so much so she made a cameo, I think, in Across the Spider-Verse last year. Like, not for nothing for Peggy Lee. If I got her name right, let me know in the comments down below. And as always, IMDb for the cast. She's a decent character actor and the closest to a good comedy environment, so I'll say that at the very least. Now on to the villains. Yeah, this weird Starship Troopers knockoff alien is basically the main antagonist on Venom's heels throughout most of the movie. And you're probably wondering, where's Noel through all this, since they put so much emphasis on it last minute. So much so that even Donny Cates, one of the creators of Noel in the comics, actually praised a lot about this on his personal Twitter. Yeah, Venoms, do you want to talk about this?
They gave him only 3 scenes to only bookend the movie, and a mid-cred. What the hell, Sony? We'll get to our review and our scores in a minute, but this brain needs eating. Oh, wait.
Yeah, this is what I get for bringing army builders into this review. I told you this would happen, but no, you believe me. Okay, just let me get to the final scores. Last up, since we're talking about the final act and stuff like that, it is a decent fight sequence, and I think one of Trench's friends, when we were doing a watch-along for Transformers 1, go to my review, by the way, pretty much said that the symbiotes they used in Area 55, not kidding, the plot around that is basically, what if Area 51 was shutting down, but there was, like, kind of like the Batman scenario of, like, the club within the club, but, like, for secret military bases. That's way too simplified. We really are speedrunning through this review. Yeah, pretty much. Now, you're also wondering, was there somebody in the trailers that kind of looked like a certain Amazing Spider-Man alumni actor? Yeah, well, here's the funny part. Him and, not Mordor or whoever from Doctor Strange that ended up being the general helping out Venom last minute in the act. Long story short, are kind of not a thing. They're not having any multiversal ties. They basically said,
the multiverse is so bullshit at this point.
And totally not Sony reading the room. How dare they, of course. That being said, on to the whole Noel part of it. Yeah, the Venoms kind of had it right. Only 3 scenes total. And the post-credit is pretty much the dumbest of them all because Greg Miller from Kinda Funny in review, the boys already did a quick video on that. And, yeah, he found a throwaway line that ended up being, I guess, the True Detective detection of these movies of, yeah, that of course that's going to be the post-cred. And I'm like, yeah, that was oddly specific. So, yeah, anyway, final scores, and finally, thank God, if anything else, I'm not excluding myself into the scoring system because the TVA just monitors. We just, I don't know, rate later. You got this, right? Yeah, more or less. All right. We'll pick him up in a minute. Don't leave me. Well, you left me with him.
All right. What is it going to be our scores?
I don't know on the Spider-Verse side of the scaling when it comes to Kane. Sorry he's not here. I'm still waiting on that new issue for his crossover
with Chasm. I can take him. I know I can take him. Also, why does his webbing look like our goo?
That's actually a good question. Wow, that's gross saying that. This is going to be a rare first for, I think, the Venom movies. 6.5 out of 10.
That's actually pretty cool for you. Are you warming up to us?
Probably. Look, it's not the worst out of the 3 movies. I still think it's Let There Be Carnage from a few years ago. It still has the same pacing problems from the last movie, so if anything else, that's the only real cons there. Outside of that, you do have Tom Hardy closing out this trilogy the best he could.
With Maroon 5 and a lot of cool LP tracks. Maybe we should start singing them.
No, Venom, this is, YouTube. We kind of got this thing called copyright.
Oh, that's so bullshit.
Yeah, I know, dude.
We can't even do James Boy.
No, seriously, I do not want copyrights on me, dude.
Fine. I will be talking to the Google staff of that later.
Yeah, knock yourself out, bud.
Our review is pretty simple. We're just gonna do a 5 sale.
Oh, that's
very indicative, thank you, Rachel. Now for us, it's, unfortunately, we're gonna put it on a 3 out of 5. It's still in the rental category if you're us, but, essentially, the only reason why it's getting higher marks is because of that Mr. Chen, dance from Vegas. It was a fun scene for us. I'm sorry, guys, it really was.
Yeah, cool. So, with our scores out of the way, what did you think of Venom: The Last Dance? Keep in mind, there was a big surprise I forgot to mention when Loki was there.
Oh, what's that? How did we do box office-wise?
You, made $51 million.
Wait, what?
In the U.S., and internationally made $175 with a $120 million budget.
So, we made our money back! Congrats to Sony! I never doubted you for a minute. Now, if you excuse us, we have brains to eat.
And I gotta go figure that out. So with whatever the hell's going on with Venom out of the way, to the end cards, to sub the channel, hit the notification bell down below like usual. End cards are also for my previous video this week, and I'm guessing my shorts playlist also, because cool things are finally happening for the end game for Critical Role episodes. I think 112 going into probably next month of 113. So with that all being said, take care, subscribe. This is Retrokid Review saying, do I really have to write or kick these guys? Come on, Venom, seriously?